Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
I'm Sonali Wanigabadage. Clashes persisted throughout the day in Istanbul, Turkey today as police refused to let thousands of May Day protesters enter the main square.
Riot police fired water cannon and tear gas at crowds that were trying to break through barricades and reach the city's main square.
We'll have more on this story later on in the news, but first we start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
Working masses mark May Day today. Speaking at the UPFA May Day rally, the President says that there will be concessions on the electricity tariff. 6-year-old minor molested in Bandaragama, 2 teenagers arrested in connection with the incident. And former chairman of the Sri Lanka Football Federation banned for 8 years.
On to the news in detail. Speaking at the May Day rally of the United People's Freedom Alliance in Campbell Park, Colombo today, President Mahinda Rajapaksa said a decision had been made to provide some percentage of relief to consumers who use less than 180 units of electricity. The President added that electricity tariffs would not be increased for those consuming less than 60 units of electricity.
The proposal to increase electricity tariffs was put forward. Now we are hoping to make a change in this. When I go to the villages and various other places and speak with the trade union leaders, the working classes and the rural folk, I question them and thereby decided we would take steps to reduce some percentage of the tariff for those consuming up to 180 units of electricity. Then there were those who told me, please sir, we consume 90 units, but if we were to have a party at home or some other function, it would increase to 91 or 92 and the cost would be too much. So I said let those who consume 90 units have a leeway of about 5 units to hold parties. At the same time, when I went to the villages, the rural folk told me, please sir, we use about 30, maybe 50 units and we are very careful to ensure we do not go over 60 units. Some said they were even careful not to cross the 30 unit mark. Therefore I have said not to increase the tariffs by even 5 cents up to 60 units.
Today marks International Workers' Day, more commonly known as May Day. We take a look at the significance of May Day.
Workers gathered in Chicago in the USA on the 1st of May 1886, requesting their work shift be limited to 8 hours a day, thus marking a memorable day in world history. More than 1,000 workers initially engaged in the protest, but as it progressed into its third day, the number of protesters grew to over 65,000. The 3rd of May 1886 was to be the most decisive day of the protest. Following influence from employers, armed policemen opened fire on protesters, claiming the lives of 4 workers. Workers once again gathered at the Haymarket Square, reacting angrily to the attack carried out the previous day. Augusta Spice, Albert Pardons, Adolph Fisher, George Engels, Samuel Fielding, Louis Lang, Michael Stavak and Oscar Niebe, who led the demonstration, were taken into custody. Oscar Niebe was sentenced to 15 years in prison, while Samuel Fielding and Michael Stavak were sentenced to life in prison. The other 5 labor leaders were sentenced to death. The International Labour Organization, which convened in 1889, decided to commemorate their comrades who sacrificed their lives in the struggle to obtain an 8-hour work shift. Accordingly, May 1st was announced as the International Workers' Day, or commonly known as May Day, dedicated to observing the rights and privileges of the working class.
The May Day rally of the United People's Freedom Alliance was held today under the theme Ratanagana Mai Ralla. The rally was held under the auspices of President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
The UPFA's May Day procession commenced under the auspices of the President near the Nelumpokuna Mahinda Rajapaksa Theatre on Greenpath Avenue this afternoon. Senior members of the alliance were among those who participated in the procession.
වැඩ කරන ජනතාවට අපේ ජනාධිපතිතුමන් අතිගරු ජනාධිපති මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මහත්මතුමන් මේ මොහොතේ මේ උත්තම ආචාර්ය ප්‍රණාමය තමගේ ආදරණීය ජනතාවට දෙනවා මොහොතේ අපි ඊටම ගෞරවයෙන් එතුමන්ව පිළිගනු ලබනවා මේ ආචාර්යයට
Several other processions joined the main procession which proceeded to Campbell Park via Elvedigala Mawatha, Boralla and Dr. Danister De Silva Mawatha. Groups joined the main procession at several locations along the route. The May Day rally was held at Campbell Park.
During the era of President Mahinda Rajapaksa, never has a decision been taken to remove a worker from the public sector, the private sector or any factory. So from the labourers' viewpoint, compare the bygone eras and the present era and look at the change. President Mahinda Rajapaksa's government is a government that has great enthusiasm for the working classes and has ensured the rights and privileges of the working classes and trade unions.
The May Day March organised by the Janata Vimukti Peramuna commenced from the SDS Jayasinghe grounds in Dehiwala.
Senior members of the JVP and frontline members of the party took part in the march. The march, which began from the SDS Jayasinghe grounds, made its way along the Dehiwala Mount Lavinia Municipal Council Road, Saranankara Road and Pamankada Road. The march, which entered the high-level road, concluded at the BRC grounds in Colombo. No matter what anyone says, the cabinet should be held responsible for this. The government should be held responsible for this. Small talk is useless. We will not accept half reductions. We will not accept minor amendments. If they want, we can talk about what amendments needs to be made when the electricity tariff hike is completely reversed.
Today marks the 20th death anniversary of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa. A commemorative event was held today adjacent to the statue of the late President in Halsdorf.
The memorial event was attended by a group including parliamentarians. Subsequent to the garlanding of the statue of late Ranasinghe Premadasa, the group including members of the Premadasa family paid floral tributes.
Maha Sangramayak Vijayagrahiva අවසන් වී අද සාමය අත්තිවාරම උදාවී තිබේ.
When a major conflict has ended with victory and peace has dawned, why is it that a majority of the people, our society, is unhappy and discontent? We know that there are certain shortcomings. The benefits of peace have not been reaped by the people. There is discontent among the people. They are being trampled by the cost of living. The backbones of families are crumbling from an economic aspect.
ජනතාව තුළ අසහනයක් තියෙනවා. ජීවන බරෙන් මිරිකෙනවා. පවුල්වල කුණු නාරටිය ආර්ථික වශයෙන් කැඩෙනවා.
Dr. Jatilka also expressed these views.
උතුරේ සමහරු කියනවා 13 වෙනි සංශෝධනයේ මදිලු. පළාත් සභා ක්‍රමයේ මදිලු.
Some in the north say that the 13th Amendment is insufficient. They say the provincial council system is insufficient. Some in the south say that it is too much and that it should be abolished. Some in the government say from time to time that the 13th Amendment needs to be amended. However, President Premadasa never spoke of going beyond the 13th Amendment. A crisis arose due to the Northeastern Provincial Council exceeding their mandate and seeking a separate state. At this instance, President Premadasa, disregarding the external peacekeeping force, brought the necessary provisions to Parliament and dissolved the Provincial Council. That was it. He did not try to dissolve the Provincial Council system. Meanwhile, a Dhamma Deshanava and memorial lecture in view of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa's death anniversary was held at the Sri Sucharita Hall yesterday. An almsgiving was held at the Gangarama Vihare in Hunupitiya this morning.
Here is a look back at the life and times of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa.
Ranasinghe Premadasa, who was born on the 23rd of June 1924, was elected to Parliament in 1965, representing Central Colombo. He rendered a yeoman's service to the people while serving as a minister, parliamentary leader, prime minister and also president. He was sworn in as the third president of Sri Lanka on the 2nd of January 1989. He was the second executive president in the country. He was the founder of the Gamudav concept and was also recognized by the UN for his universal housing air concept. President Ranasinghe Premadasa died while attending a May Day rally on the 1st of May 1993. His legacy is still remembered after his death.
මගේ ශරීරයට වෙඩි තියලා මාගේ ජීවිතේ නැති කාඩකමක් නැහැ මම කුඩා කාලේ ඉඳන් ආරක්ෂා කරගත්ත මගේ චරිතය ඝාතනය කරන්න එපා කියලායි මම උදවියට කියන්නේ සත්‍ය කවදා නමුත් එළි වෙයි.
Meanwhile, the May Day rallies organized by the Tamil National Alliance were held in Kilinochchi and Mannar today.
The May Day rally in Kilinochchi was held at the Kharchi Pradeshya Sabha premises. A group including TNA MP Mawai Senadi Raja attended this event. We wish to say that the TNA will be strengthened further. We will protect the unity of the people. We are not seeking positions to do so. However, we are of the view that unsuitable persons need not be there. We are not saying that there is no need of an alliance. The alliance will be strengthened and we are having discussions. The TNA May Day rally in Mannar was held at the Mannar Town Hall. Members of several other Tamil parties also took part in the event.